Peace, love, and light. Today I'll be doing a collective reading. We'll be pulling from one of my favorite decks, the Modern Witch Tarot, which I personally love. We're going to get right into it. We're thanking our beloved ancestors, spiritual guides, for today's guidance, love, and continuous blessings. We're going to do a quick and nice energy collective reading so we can have some clarity for our weekend and some guidance for the week so we can understand what energies to come forth, how we can prepare, and so yes, we're going to be pulling some transit cards, some challenges, and some assistance, something that can help the collective energy. So, how are you guys doing today? Today is Moon Day, Monday. It's raining over here in New York all day, all week. It is springtime, so I know our plants, those who are planting this year, they're loving it. I plan to do some planting myself. Really, I have some seeds since COVID, and I did some research on like how, around COVID time, everybody was telling you to stock up on generators, seeds, and emergency kits, and first aid kits, and gold, and all that good stuff. So I was one of them. And I bought a whole bunch of seeds, and I just never used it. I stored them, and then I looked up, something just told me to look up the expiration date. I know I got them around COVID, and it said like seeds expire every 2 to 5 years, depending on how you store it. So I was like, I have to use these seeds before I lose out on my investment. And a lot of them are good seeds, like organic, tomatoes, cucumbers, squash. So yeah, I'm gonna give out some, but I'm also thinking of doing some gardening myself. It'll be my second time, so that'll be interesting to see how that happens. But yeah, so if any of you guys have some gardening tips, please let me know. So, I'm gonna take a look at my gardening book that I got a few years ago around that time too, just for some assistance. So today's reading, this week's energy for the collective. Give me some guidance and clarity, Spirit. I'm grateful for this reading today. Okay. Oh, I pulled this out the last time as well. So with this, we have some authority. I see this authority because we pulled the Queen of Swords, which is like a feminine energy, but feminine authority. So standing in your power in your things that you are communicating, maybe standing in your power in things that you are thinking. Could be like you being a little bit demanding energy, or someone being demanding of your energy. Could work either ways. Could be confusion when it comes to the women that are in your life or women of authority. Could be confusion, could be maybe you are having seen that you have to like express yourself. Maybe you are expressing yourself at this time in a way that is, the way you're expressing yourself is in a way that that is like strict, coming off bossy, coming off, could be like a female boss, female coworker, or a woman, maybe a woman in your family who holds a position of like power and authority, depending on how the situation is, because you do have family here. So I do see that could be a family member who's elder, or it doesn't have to be even elder, just a family member who is older or has a little bit more power. Maybe she had, high rank than her job, or something in that sort. So, yeah. Yeah, like a female, powerful female figure. Could be in your family, could be at your job, your work, your house, that you're going to have to come in contact with. Or this energy can be your energy of how you're coming off. You're coming off in a way where you are being bossy. Maybe you're in a position where you have to stand up for yourself or take control, be a leader. Be a leader in a way where you have to have a little bit of compassion or of that nurturing guidance that we're looking for, especially when it comes to communicating and thinking. I see that there. Then we see also the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. I pulled this card. Interesting. I pulled this card the last time. Just standing, some of us may be reaching completion when it comes to our jobs. Completion, endings, certificates, graduations. Completion when it comes to our values. So some of us may be wrapping it up, or receiving some bonuses when it comes to this. Really putting ourselves out there. So like 10 rules, like the public. So really you're putting yourself out there when it comes to your passion, when it comes to the things that you're trying to materialize. So it could be a business, a job, a business, a job, something that you're doing for your future, for your family, for your things like that. So maybe some of us may be doing things with our family, coming together and cooking things that we value with others. So maybe doing things that we value with others, coming together in a way where it's like coming together for like, it could be like a celebration of like a wedding or a funeral, or doesn't necessarily have to be a funeral, but somewhere where we're gathering together with people, and it is like a gathering, like a promotion, or maybe like something in that sort. You got the Ten of Pentacles, like authority, but then you have this authority figure that's here. So maybe some, like I said, some elder or some position, somebody in a position of authority is a theme going to be playing out, going to be a theme. So watch out for people who do have like position of authority, ideally a female. Watch out for like the elders. Just pay attention. I mean, watch out. Sound like something bad is going to happen, but just pay attention to those energies, because those energies can be very significant to this week's energy. And then we have the Five of Clubs. So I see some like disappointment when it comes to some of our relationships. I see some disappointment when it comes to that, or Like maybe some of us may be stuck in some past feelings over relationships that we had, uh, some places that we've been through maybe in the past, maybe coming up, or some relationships, some like social connections is what I'm getting right now. Some social connections that we had. These are now what we're pondering, or now that we're seeing that we're facing some type of fiction when it comes to these emotions being brought up. Yeah. And then 5 has to do with like somewhat like traveling, right? Like I see this with like some, it's like a distance within a relationship, distance within your emotions. So some of us may be distance within some of our emotions, distance within our relationship, or pondering on the past, on some of these. Could be maybe pondering in the past of someone who maybe we felt we could have spoken up to. I see like a authority figure that we should have felt like we needed to speak up to, or it can be maybe someone in our family that we feel like we need to speak up to, or someone that we work with that holds a position of power, or like a boss, or yeah, or if it's in our field, how we messed up with, or like what mistakes we made when it comes to our business, or comes to how we put out our values, or things that we, yeah. And then we have, let's see, disappointment, emotions, disconnect. Some of us may be disconnected with how we set our boundaries, how we set the energy in a room, like how we set boundaries is what I'm getting, but like how we stand up for ourselves, how we how we kind of be that boss. Some of us are kind of like thinking over, maybe over analyzing how we may have messed up when it comes to how we it's like the words are there but it's like I gotta keep digging to kind of pull it through too. But let me see. So like I feel like some of us may be facing some regrets when it comes to things we may have said, maybe feeling like we took it too far when it comes to how we like go through our emotions in a way where we kind of are the ones that are, people are counting on us. Could be like our position at a job. I see this like maybe some of us have a position and a job and we're not liking the way we have kind of came off to our employees, came off to someone who is seeking guidance, seeking our guidance or our mentorship. Like some of us are feeling like we messed up in that way. That's the energy that I'm getting. That's exact energy. So whoever that resonates with, I'm seeing this is really a great reading for like my bosses, my entrepreneurs, and things like that. Yes, but whoever resonates, but this is like who I'm like, I'm feeling this energy is kind of like signaling someone who has like a position of authority or a position of like where people are looking up to you, like you're in the public, in that public position. You are like where people look up to you. So yeah, I'm feeling like there's something going on when it comes to that, that type of energy. Let's see the outcome of this week. The outcome, I got the Three of Swords. So with Three of Swords, I see like there's some, ultimately, through all of this, there is some, yeah, and that just like signals me to, there's some like relationship burden, or some type of blockages we're having when it comes to our creativities or coming to our social lives, so our relationship. So through all of this, some of us may be realizing that we are coming out of like a relationship that is no longer serving us, and we're thinking about that in a way where we're pouring, like we're going through the emotions, the deep ends of the emotions of how we may have been betrayed, how we maybe didn't have enough boundaries, how we didn't maybe stick up for ourselves when it comes to our groups, when it comes to our social setting, when it comes to how we've been reflecting. Yes, it's like a energy of like you completed, but now you're like reflecting. You're reflecting back on how your progress have been, and this can be material wise, or your progress have been when it comes to your social life or within your relationships. Yes, those are the keys right there. And some of us may be like really going through that deep ends of emotions, how we may have like burnt some bridges, burn some bridges with others, or maybe within our own self, how we may have not spoke up for ourselves or had the right boundaries. Like we're just realizing the mistakes that we made throughout this journey, and like kind of how we can do better moving forward. But yeah, we're going through that energy of like kind of pondering of the past, of those emotions that I named earlier. And then the challenging is that we're going through is taking initiatives. Many of us have maybe having a challenge when it comes to starting. There's the Ace of Wands, and that's just like taking action. So just like initiating action. So some of us may be having problems with like we're thinking we have the information, we have the knowledge. We have so much knowledge at our fingertips these days, but some of us I see may be having issues or challenges with all this knowledge and information that we're consuming, but actually taking the initiatives and the steps to take action. What good is having knowledge? Gemini energy, you're learning things, but then you're not doing the opposite, which is the Sag, and actually going through the experimenting and trial and error, and going through the journey. That's what the half horse, half man symbolizes, going through the journey. So some of us are really having problems with just initiating. So maybe starting things and not completing things, maybe not starting things at all, maybe just too much into thinking mode, too much into, that we're not able to take action when it comes to some of the things that we need to, that we're going through. So maybe some of us are having taking action when it comes to at work, sealing the deal, getting that promotion, or maybe some of us are having issues with like maybe our retirement, things that we're saving up for when it comes to our family, and taking those steps. I see like some of us may be having problems as well, taking action towards really choosing where to place one's affection. I don't know if I even said that right, but what I see here as well is, yeah, taking action towards one's security, taking action towards just like initiating that boss energy of like communicating how we feel and how our thoughts. Some of us may be having issues with that, like being the boss and being the one who's commanding, like, you know, because that energy with that is like, you just have to think what you're thinking. With the Queen of Swords is what I'm talking about. Is like with the feminine energy, is like she doesn't really have to like move. She wills things into her. And with that is like, are you actually taking even the initiative to form those social connections so that you can have those people within your business or within your life who are doing the, like, not the dirty work, but doing the work that requires you, where you can actually sit on your throne and call the shots and make control, you know, make those moves. So maybe some of us just may need to readjust or relook at how we view our values or our positions of, or how we speaking up, how we taking, how we speaking up when it comes to our thoughts. Is that in like a bossy way? Some of us just are maybe taking initiative when it comes to, yeah, but I just see the challenge when it comes to that. Like, just starting, completing, taking action is just going to be a challenge. Yeah. And then we're going to pull, last but not least, a card just to assist with all of this energy that we're working with this week. We have the Queen of Swords, just all overall authority, being the boss and making moves or having that authority or a boss, like in our life. Maybe feminine energy could be our mother, a woman who has like power within our lives. That may be a theme. Our family, elders, you know, our retirement plans, things that we're looking for a future being a theme. An emotion that we've been through in the past is kind of like something that we're pondering and kind of going through, that is kind of like keeping our energy kind of stagnant. But we know that overall, that just overall taking initiative may be an issue. So some of us may be needing that extra push, extra vitamins, extra boost of energy, maybe a mentor, just that extra push to get us moving, because you know, just completing or just being focused on starting and ending, or just having all that information and not actually starting can be what is holding us back. And ultimately the outcome of this is, you know, facing some social issues, or just facing some issues that I feel like we dealt with in the past that we kind of have to transform, and it surrounds when it comes to our emotions, our relationships, or creativity. Definitely like a transforming when it comes to how we put out our creativity. Or I see a death, you know, like a piercing. You see the Three of Swords piercing through the heart. It's like really going through the heart aches of the hurts in life when it comes to. So like really just having to push through some of those hard moments where things can be, you know, your emotions can be sensitive. You can be like, yeah, you may be sensitive. You may feel those uncomfortable feelings, but Spirit is just telling you, like, yeah, sometimes we do have to go through those moments so that we can grow. Not everything, you know, is going to be like smooth. Some of those emotions we just have to go through. So those are some of the things that some of the themes that we just may feel, may just pop up, may just be themes. So if it resonates, it resonates. And then we have for assistance card for the collective. Spend time with your animals. I wish my little baby girl was walking around, but she's not walking around. But yeah, a lot of times we may. So what this signifies, some of us may not want to communicate when it comes to communicating with others. You may feel like communicating with things like animals or being out in nature, things that are not, you know, can't really speak back to us in a way where it's the average communication that we speak. You know, we have dialogue. It's more of like hearing, sensing. So getting into your senses and really seeing the spiritual energy, like behind the spiritual, you know, could be like spirit animals. So seeing like the energies and like paying attention to the energies of the animals that are coming up throughout your week, throughout your day, and maybe seeing the messages that spirit is guiding you through those. So if you're seeing a lot of birds, you know, birds are connected through the air element. You're seeing a certain color on the birds, it's blue, that can be ear, and that's like communication. Pay attention to the sounds and what the animal was doing, what you were doing at those moments, you know, and just overall spending time with the animals, spending time, because they are really connection to spirit. Each of them have their own like energy, their own like I was saying, all of them are like connected to something that is like an element or fire or whatever it is. Love, some of them are signified. You see peacock is beauty. So just like paying attention to those connections for messages and ultimate higher, you know, it's not just you're seeing an animal, but know that you're seeing that for a reason, and that spirit is guiding you through you seeing those animals, but also actually spending time with them, getting to really know their energy. Yeah, because that can actually bring calmness. It can bring messages. It can bring it can have you thinking. Yeah, and that's interesting too, just when it comes to the Queen of Swords. So I feel like that's an energy of like, if that boss or if that bossiness is within you, or you just know that maybe you like decompressing, and that's like spending time away from some of these things on your lunch break or alone time, so you can kind of recalibrate the energy and kind of get grounded. And maybe a way that you can ground and find some clarity, find some peace, is through the animals. And maybe animals this week will actually be a guide for you. So just pay attention to the animals that we're seeing this week. Yeah, so I don't want to be too long. I hope some of you guys were able to get something out of this reading. You see, I was pulling, and more pulling. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to get something. I know it came through to the end there. But yes, yeah, tune in to tomorrow's video. There will be more coming. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed and you have a great night. Peace.